Blog Talk Radio.
Always look up, never give up, and you will reach your goals. You're important, you're more than enough. And here she is, your host for Rolling with the Diva, Sabrina Williams. Thank you. Hello from Las Vegas, Nevada. This is Sabrina Williams, and your host of Rolling with the Diva. I really appreciate everybody listening. Happy New Year. I hope all is well with you guys. Just wanted to first start off with reminding you of Jeremiah 29:11. God knows the plans He has for you to give you hope, a future, and to prosper you. That's a paraphrase version, but it's my favorite verse in Romans 8:28. For all things work together for the good of God. Again, a paraphrase, but you guys can look at the actual verse I use in IV. So I hope that you guys are doing great today. I'm on vacation this week from social media, from Instagram, from Facebook, just taking some time out to do some self-care for myself. As I talked about last week, self-care means you have to take care of yourself before you can take care of anybody else. So today, but even though I did that, I still wanted to do the radio shows because I still wanted to keep motivating people. So today we're going to play a song, and then we're going to come back to what is your addiction? Impulse control, behavioral, sex, drugs, alcohol, or sex. So we were going to play a song, and we'll be right back.
Hey, this is Sylvie, host of the Queen Sylvie Show on the Fishbowl Radio Network. Check out the show every Tuesday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can hear me keep it real about everything while making a difference promoting comedy and other artistic talents from the Dallas-Fort Worth area and around the world. Don't miss the Queen Sylvie Show. Ahala.
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
MOG, yeah. G praise. I'm blessed, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Yeah. I'm blessed, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, I'm blessed. No stress, no stress. No stress, no stress. I'm blessed, I'm blessed. 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 No stress, no stress. No stress, no stress. I'm blessed, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, I'm blessed. If you know you blessed, then give Him glory. Gotta give Him praise. Can't nobody do it for you. G praise, we the best. Don't know the story. Man, I got this bumping from Carolina to California. Man, I got a blessing coming. Can't take it from me. Know my God gon' take a little something and make it something. Just in case I gotta pay for something. Man, there ain't nothing. Close your eyes, you gotta pray for something. You expecting something. Real talk. I'm blessed, I'm blessed. No debts, no debts. We just use a little faith and let God do the rest. I'm blessed, I'm blessed. You blessed, you blessed. In the city or the field, y'all eating in the jacks. I'm blessed, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, I'm blessed. No stress, no stress. No stress, no stress. I'm blessed, I'm blessed. 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 No stress, no stress. No stress, no stress. I'm blessed, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, I'm blessed. God got me, yeah, yeah. God got me, yeah. God got me, yeah, yeah. God got me, yeah. I know that I was blessed. I'm just focused on what's next. Cause when God got you set, you ain't worried about the rest. Woke up feeling blessed, feeling like a check with the world in such unrest. Ay, I woke up like this. Hold up, pray before I eat, pray before I sleep. And if I die before I wake, I pray my Lord to keep. Hold up, holy Genesis. since we was innocent. Hopping picket fence just to get a lick. Hit the benefits, spend the dividends with some linens and cars. We rented it. Black man feeling endangered. Yeah, straight up out the mud we came up. Yeah, call on God, never hang up. No shame, son, but my faith will never change up. Yeah, I'm blessed. 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 No stress. No stress. No stress. No stress. I'm blessed. 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 No stress. No stress. No stress. No stress. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
Okay, we're back with Linda the Diva, Sabrina Williams. I'm your host. So as I said, we're talking about addictions, and we're not talking about drug or substance abuse addiction, even though that is could be a co-occurring disorder. But today we're just talking about addictions that really can impact your behavior and may resemble some of the same symptoms as drug abuse, or as they say, substance abuse or alcohol abuse. So let's talk about impulse control. What is impulse control? Actually, let's go back to what is behavior. We're going to talk about what is actually behavior. Excuse me, I am trying to get rid of a cold, and it doesn't seem to be like wanting to cooperate. Okay, so getting high on something other than drugs or alcohol. And this is taken from www.everydayhealth.com. When most people hear the word addiction, they think of dependence on a substance such as drugs or alcohol, and for good reason. According to the U.S. Substance Abuse and Mental Health Service Administration, in 2014, an estimated 21.5 million Americans aged 12 or older had significant problems with alcohol or drugs. 12 years and over, that's a lot. 1 second. Okay, so, but alcohol, uppers, downers, and other commonly abused substances aren't the only things Americans abuse or think that they're addicted to. In fact, just substitute the word behavior for substance, and you open up the definition of addiction to all kinds of dependence, some of which may surprise you, whether sex, the internet, or bungee jumping. The desire or experience a high becomes so strong that the so-called addict loses control and seeks the active despite all negative consequences. Okay, we're going to play a song and we'll be right back. I need to get my voice under check.
Tell men about dreams. You use Moses to lead the children of Israel. You brought the Hebrew boys out of the fiery furnace just to show the king that they would not bow. You brought Daniel out of the lion's den just to prove that you are real. So I'm a
All right, we're back with Rolling with the Diva. All right, so we're going to talk about our first disorder. We're going to talk about the first disorder, which is impulse control disorder. So I'm going to give you the definitions, then I'm going to explain the types of disorders that fall under that category, and then I'm going to tell you how it would be treated. This information is taken from the American Addiction Center.org, and you can find that on the internet. So let's start. 1 in 3 Americans is estimated to have a mental health disorder each year, 10% from the impulse control disorder, antisocial personality or conduct disorder. The of repeated negative behaviors regardless of negative consequences progresses lack of control over engaging in these behaviors, mounting tension or craving to perform these negative behaviors prior to acting on them. Number is a high. And these are what act under impulse control, sense of relief or pleasure in performing these problematic behaviors. So what are we talking about? We're talking about behaviors that can impact you in your everyday life and cause a behavior to impact you negatively and the people around you. You could be, there's many reasons you could be doing this. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a licensed LMFT. I'm reading from sites, but my experience from working with people and seeing it, I'm just offering the information, and hopefully you guys will seek out a licensed therapist, pastoral counseling, biblical counseling. But I believe a lot of times when we're out of control in our mind, we become out of control and it manifests into our everyday life. So some of those things that we have to take into account, what are we missing? I really believe that a lot of people are missing God or higher power. But let's go on before we get there. Let's talk about the impulse control disorders. And they're usually diagnosed late in adolescence. So there's 3 types of impulse control behaviors. Intermittent explosive, where the person just has basically anger sessions, as I call it. Violence, aggression, rage, verbal outbursts, threats, and physical harm to people and things may occur during any episode. They last about an hour and come about suddenly with no warning. And there could be months that pass without them. Then there's another one, kleptomania, which is impulsive and unnecessary stealing of things. Remember, all of these are highs that people get from this. Pyromania, as we know, which is a deliberate setting of fires, and suffering from pyromania is the high that they get. So the root causes. There's not a single accepted cause for the onset of impulse control disorders, as professionals tend to agree. The limbic systems of the brain is part of them responsible for some memory functions and emotions. So chronic stress, childhood trauma, and neglect of other mitigating environmental factors may also influence the disorder's onset. And just so you know, a lot of these behavior addictions we're going to talk about today can be impacted along with drugs and alcohol. So again, I'm not a licensed therapist or psychologist or a licensed social worker. I suggest that you guys would call 211 in any state to get help for that, for therapists, for referrals for therapists, for counseling, for domestic violence, referrals for food, referrals for food banks. That's 211 in many states in the United States can help you with that. Treatment methods for impulse control disorders and substance abuse, as they say, there's outpatient, there's cognitive therapy, there's things that can be mindful techniques and other holistic methods such as yoga or meditation can also be beneficial. But seeking use of medication and treatment is important, could be important for some people. Some people may not. But whatever you do, go with what your psychologist or counselor says, and a person that is licensed to do that. There's just a lot, but I just want people to be aware of impulse control. Maybe you know somebody who may be doing these things and of this impulse control, and you just never could put your finger on it. So I'm just defining it for you. So behavior addiction is those that not involving a substance, intermittent explosive disorders, I explained. List of addictions of behavior. There could be food, sex, pornography, using computers, exercise, and spiritual obsessions as opposed to religious devotion. That information was taken from www.healthyplace.com. So again, now just so you know, there's many forms. Okay, let's talk about the sex. Just really general. I know everybody laughs about that, and why would that be a compulsion? But some people are driven by that so much so that it can cause health. And besides mental health problems, but it can cause health problems because some people may be so addicted to sex and having to crave to need it all the time, 24/7, that they maybe have diseases that they have contracted from somebody else or given to somebody else. And they just, their needs never can seem to be satisfied. So that's something to be aware of. Pornography, as we know, can be an addiction for some people where they just cannot get enough of it. It's just always has to be, it could be child pornography, adult pornography, but they're just really, really just addicted to it, like it's a constant thing. And we're talking about these behaviors. These people, it means that these people, and it can be men or women, yes, women can be addicted to pornography, not just men, but they're so blatant, and they're so, you can tell they're consuming their lives. At first they may have control, but as they go along, they may be losing control. And sometimes these things are hidden. They also mention computers. People could just be, we have the social media these days. People could do an exercise. Your body, body formation is not where you want it. And you could be anorexic, bulimic, or you just don't see, or maybe you're not even one of those, but you just don't see yourself as other people see you in a good way, and you're exercising, so much that it's impacting your life, your health, because exercise can impact your health if you're not taking care of yourself and you're straining your muscles and not getting enough protein. Spiritual obsessions, and we see these a lot with cults, that people follow cults, or people, or a person of a cult thinks that they're, that they're in charge of everything. Or you also have the people who go to church so much that they are now so obsessed that that's all they can think about. There's nothing else. That's all they do. Are these necessarily bad in of themselves? It depends on what it is, but if it's overtaking your life and impacting you to the point where you're lying, cheating, stealing, and doing all these things and covering up and hiding in the darkness, then these things are going to impact you. So let's talk about what I believe, in my personal opinion, not as a licensed therapist, social worker, or LPC, but as a person who has a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in human services. And I just believe that a lot of people who have a degree in Bible are suffering from not having a higher power. They're trying to control their own destiny. So just wanted to, and that's with God. And without God, we know that, and I know as a Christian, and I'm not saying everybody says this is a Christian, but as a Christian, I believe that without God, God says, come to me on the light. So if we don't have that light of God in our hearts, or our higher power, or something that we can depend on other ourselves, we can get so caught up. Because remember, we're getting into something, and this could be also with people who traveling too much to work. People, they're constantly on the road, constantly traveling, and there's not work or anything. It's just these people are gone. Working 70 hours a week can be so compulsive that people feel like they will never have enough money. And these are behaviors that have to be dealt with because, again, it's something behind that. So we're going to play a song, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to give you some more definitions. But before I do that, I do want to really make sure I address the 8, because I'm not going to do every one of them with their disorders, but you guys can look them up. Okay, and so we're going to, before we go to a commercial, I wanted to talk about that. I hope you guys are into the new year, not making New Year's resolutions, but making goals. Gambling addiction, constantly bucking your odds of all behavior addictions, or addiction of gambling, is the one that most closely resembles drug and alcohol, because it's so devoted to the money, and these people will go to extreme lengths. The American Psychiatric Association classifies gambling disorders as an addictive disorder. Studies show that the gambling addictions light up the same areas of the brain as drug and alcohol. And treatment for gambling disorders usually in the same type of therapy as drug and alcohol abuse. And we know we all probably have a family member, a friend, or somebody that we really care about that we know with that. And, you can do an intervention and help get these people. Sex addiction. you occasionally hear, as I talked about that, but it's an obsessive craving for sex and real addiction. Perhaps this is not formally classified as addiction. There are treatments for it. As the American Psychological Association did consider but rejected the idea of adding sexual behavior to the new diagnosis and statistical manual. Again, I believe that some of these things, there could have been trauma in these people's lives. They could have been molested. There's so many things that can relate to that these people, they just lose, they lose loss of control and disregard for risk and consequences. So what's a sex addict do? As with drugs, alcohol, even gambling, hypersexual activity seems to try best to a 12-step program, which is giving the first step is giving your life to a higher power. Okay. Another one is internet addiction. And I just define it as you're just spending so much time on the internet. You're just so plugged in that you just can't get off. You're on it every minute, your phone. That's why I unplugged this week a little bit from social media, just to give myself a break. And even though I do radio, yes, I will go on and put my radio shows on, but I don't do anything else. I don't answer anybody's things. That's it. But it can be a problem for some people when it comes to loss of control as a negative consequences, and it can affect your work. So again, and how do they say? American Association says to support the idea of internet addiction by showing changes in the brain, and also this is again giving up to a higher power. These are not all the ideas. Again, you would need to seek professional counseling. So just remember, I said 211 in any area can get that for you. So just so you know, there's no end all be all. Just make sure that you are getting help and taking self-care. It falls under the idea shopping addiction. Let's get to that one. Shopping is not. It's yet another behavior when it spins out of control. It's considered to be an impulse control disorder rather than a true addiction. Do you purchase items to avoid feeling sad but then feel guilty? Do you have a closet full of clothes that still have price tags on them? You could be a shopaholic. Study shows that compulsive shopping affects more women than men. That's interesting, and it can result in big problems, both financial and personally. Again, involves counseling and behavioral therapy, which will go along with the cognitive therapy, training your brain, mindfulness. Mindfulness is a way of meditation. Nobody's saying as you listen to this that you're a bad person. If you can identify with these and you're doing some of these, it may mean that you know what, you were meant to be here and listen to this and really deal with your life, get God in your life, get a higher power, and ask for help. Video game addiction. Can't get your hands off that game console. Research, and I used to have one of my kids that was really addicted to games, and I had to really take away his Xbox. It's more common in boys and men, and one study even found that as many as 1 in 10 video players between the ages of 8 and 18 are out-of-control gamers, and games begin to feel more likely reality and fantasy. If you're addicted to your video games, treatments include counseling and behavior modification, which could be cognitive. So we're going to finish that up when we come back, but let's play a song. And before we do that, I'm going to just pray for the people who may listen. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for allowing me to do the radio show. And I just ask that you would help any man, woman, child or woman or teenager listen to this show, that you would allow them to understand they are not a bad person. We all need a higher power. We need God in our lives, and we need to be able to not depend totally on ourselves, but to depend on and have the strength and faith in God, our higher power, and take the 12-step programs as we need them and implement them in our life. I pray for these people that they would seek out help and a trusted friend to help them. In your Son's name, Christ Jesus, amen.
I go to a parent place and where I am, there you may be also.
My heart, my soul, it belongs to you. Wherever you are, I wanna be there with you.
All right, we're back with Rolling with the Diva. We are here. I didn't realize I had the phone on pause, so I don't know how long I had it on pause, but I'm going to have to skip through the episodes and see. We're going to play another song, and we'll be right back. Before we do that, we're going to have a commercial.
Hey, this is Sylvie, host of the Queen Sylvie Show on the Fishbowl Radio Network. Check out the show every Tuesday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can hear me keep it real about everything while making a difference promoting comedy and other artistic talents from the Dallas-Fort Worth area and around the world. Don't miss the Queen Sylvie Show. Ahala.
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
Okay, we're back, and we are starting again. I may have to redo show because I realize I haven't paused. But that's okay. But I wanted to tell you guys we're talking about impulse control, not necessarily alcohol or behavior, but impulse control when it comes to reference to sex, food, pornography, using computers, exercising, video games, spiritual obsessions. These were taken from www.healthyplace.com. What the purpose of the show is not to condemn anybody, but just to make you aware of what's going on and why we may do these things. We talked about in the beginning of the show, there's 3 types of impulse control. There's intermittent explosive, where people have anger outbursts that can last from 30 minutes to an hour. And then you have kleptomaniac, which is unnecessary stealing. Remember, these things can give a person a high. And you have pyromaniac. And then we come over to the sex addict, where there's uncontrolled, out-of-control behaviors where they don't care what the consequences of their health or anything else. They just want sex. There's food, where people could be binge eating. They could be bulimic, which is throwing up anemic, where they're not eating enough. All these are related to body images. So just so you know, pornography, we tend to think that men are addicted to pornography, but women can be too. And this can be for women or men, and it's just an obsession. They hide it. They are constantly viewing it, and sometimes it can even impact their work because it gets to the point where they have to have it so much that they're viewing it at work. Any of these behaviors that takes you out of your regular, normal life, that it is controlling you, and you are so out of control that other people are noticing, and you are just way needing help. But even if nobody notices, if this is something you're doing, any of these behaviors that I mentioned, and you know you're doing them, please get help, because you don't want these to overtake you, and you don't want them doing harm to you, to people that you love, or anything else. Using computers, just constantly on the internet, constantly on social media, texting, exercising, spiritual obsession as opposed to religious. Just so you know. But how can we combat these? And this is my personal belief. I'm not a licensed social worker, psychologist, MFT. My master's is in marriage, family therapy, / human services. I did not get my license in that, but my focus was on that. Also have my bachelor's in psychology and Bible. But I believe that we all, as humans, because we're not perfect, we get lost, and we go without God or a higher power, and then we don't know what to do or have anything we can fall back on. A lot of times society and our families or other people tell us to suck it up, and we just keep going. Like if we were shopping we can make us happy, and then you so much in shopping, you're happy when you're sad, but then you become so guilty after you buy so much. Another one, could be, traveling. There's so many different things for people that are not listed here that could become addictions from them. There's no set per one for every person. But I think that if we have to pray and ask God to help us and to be our source of contentment, of having faith and love, and also that is a higher power. As far as a higher power, it's a 12-step program that goes along with Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous, that you give your life to higher power. You don't depend on yourself. So those are ways to go. But also, and having other people, and this is your health. And I just want to read you a couple of Bible verses on health for you that might help you. And I hope a peaceful heart leads to a healthy body. Jealousy is like cancers in the bone. Proverbs 14:30. Don't be impressed with your wisdom. Instead, fear the Lord and turn your back on evil. Then you'll gain renewed health and vitality. Proverbs 3:7-8. Dear friend, I pray that you may enjoy good health and that all may go well with you, even as your soul is getting along well. 3 John 1:2. How about sometimes we can't even identify ourselves. We can't even identify. We need to identify with God. God is our first identity. He created us, and therefore we need Him. And as also as reference to higher power, 2 Corinthians 5:17. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has passed away. Behold, the new has come. But you're a chosen race. You're chosen by God. So listen to this verse, 1 Peter 2:9. But you're a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for His own possession, that you may proclaim the excellence of Him who called you out of darkness into His marvelous light. I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. And the life I know live in the flesh. I live by faith in the Son of God who gave me and gave Himself for me. God, and also God is our friend. He does no longer, John 15:15. No longer do I call you servants, but the servant does not know what his master is doing. But I have called you friends. All that you have heard from my Father, I've made known to you. God is your friend first and foremost. And John 1:12 said, but to all who receive Him, who believes in His name, He gives the right to become children of God. So John 3:16 says, for I came to love God. Basically, I just forgot that verse, I blanked, but it's the verse of just accepting God in your heart. So the first thing is confessing you're a sinner. You need God, a higher power, and that you want God or a higher power in your life, and go with that. I'm gonna go back to the 8 common behaviors because we did video games. I'm going to review the ones that we did real quick. We did video games. We did shopping addiction. We did internet addiction. We did sex addiction. We did gambling addiction. And then we just talked about behavior addictions or anything that can control you, and that person gets such a high from it that it interferes with their whole life. And it just becomes a source of pain for you and for other people. We know as in gambling, some people can gamble so much, they gamble their houses away. They get involved with loan sharks. Some people can be killed for that. Shopping can hurt you financially. So, again, we're not condemning anybody. We're not saying you're a bad person for any of this. Just that, we're just having a show to say, hey, we cover mental health, that along with the deal loves you. We want to see you healthy. We want to see you have joy. I don't say happiness because happiness can come and go. You can be happy one moment and sad one moment. Let me tell you, today was one of those days for me. But I have joy, and that way I can always smile because I have joy, because I know that God is taking care of me. Everything may not work the way that Sabrina wants, but it's working the way God wants. Plastic surgery addiction, oh my God, how do you guys remember Phyllis Diller? This was one. To improve the way that they look. Some people go under the knife again and again and again. In fact, people who, with a propensity for plastic surgery may obsessively go from doctor to doctor until they find a plastic surgeon or dermatologist who agrees to treat them. The truth is these people are more likely to have body dysmorphic disorder than a cosmetic surgery addiction, meaning they don't see their body as everybody else. About 1 to 2% of the population has body dysmorphic disorder. People with this disorder are preoccupied with their appearance and believe that they are ugly or disformed, even though they could be the most loveliest, beautiful person in the world inside out, but they don't see that. So just remember, we're all different. We all have something that bugs us. Don't ever think that you are free from anything, because we all have something. Binge eating, food disorder. For years, Americans argued whether food obsessions can actually be food addiction, or whether this disorder is more of an excuse. In truth, binge eating disorder is a real problem that affects about 3% of adults in the United States. Symptoms includes eating to ease emotions, overdoing it in food while alone, and feeling guilty after the binge. The cause of binge eating disorder is not known, but it's probably linked to more depression than addiction. And we all can relate to this. We call it comfort food. That's the way that some people do it. It's if you're to the point where you're doing it every time you're sad and you're not dealing with yourself, then there's something to deal with. Also, that in that category could be anorexic, people who don't eat because they just think they're really fat, and also bulimic, where people eat but throw up, and that can really have damage to your teeth. Nobody's perfect. The only person perfect is God, and He loves us as we are. So please remember that. Don't judge yourself. Just get help if you need it, and be honest and let God help you and love you. Risky behavior addiction. This one is just really interesting. Thrill seekers share many of the same symptoms as drug addicts. Drug addicts, they get a rush from skydiving and rock climbing, but after a while they seek out even more dangerous adventures to feel that same level of excitement. And studies show that these thrills flood the brain with the same chemicals released by addictive drugs. The bottom line, not all behavioral addictions may meet the classification of a physical addiction, but they do share many psychological and social hormones, and they respond to traditional types of addiction treatment, behavior, maybe medicine. But again, I'm not a licensed social worker, psychologist, and those people you would need to seek out. And you can call 211 in any of the United States area, and they can give you referrals for counseling, sometimes non-compensatory, sometimes compensatory. They go by your budget. They also can, and 211 can also give you referrals for food banks for churches or food banks in the community, or referral for biblical counseling. There's so many different things that can be given from 211. I'm not for sure if they give biblical counseling, but they may have some churches that you can go to. They may list for church counseling. There's also domestic violence shelters for women. There are some for men, but not a lot, unfortunately, for men. But they may not, they want to meet you in some area and you can't go, so you can't tell anybody else with your children. You go take your children there. There's programs for substance abuse and some of these things that I have also mentioned. So call 211 in many of the United States is a very valuable resource. So how can you, one of the things I would suggest for everybody is doing positive affirmations in order to help yourself. You have God, but also you have to help yourself. And you start with the word I am. I am important. I am valuable. I am loved. I am loved by God. I am healthy. I am smart. I am intelligent. I can do anything. I am. And list the present tense. Share it in a positive. Keep it brief. Make it specific. These are how to create positive affirmations. Include an action word ending with ing. Include at least one dynamic emotion you're feeling with. Make affirmations for yourself or not others. I am Sabrina and I am amazing. I am Sabrina and I am smart. How do you do self-affirmations? You choose the negative thought about yourself and write down the positive opposite that counteracts that. So let's work with that. If I say I'm fat to myself, I can look in the mirror and say, God loves me as I am. I don't like my hair. It looks ugly. My hair looks nice today as is. So you can just change it, okay? What are good affirmations? Let's read some here. And these are, again, things I'm just getting off familiar with. I wake up happy and excited every single day. These are just some. Each of the day of my life is filled with joy and love. And remember, see, I told you not happiness. I'm enthusiastic about every second of my life. Everything I do is healthy and exciting. I'm a beacon of love and compassion. And then one thing we did like 2 weeks ago in my class was we talked about everybody stood up and talked, identified a person, and we gave that person all positives, like I think you're great, I think you're a wonderful listener, I love how you greet people. And you should do that with your family at least once a week. Everybody should sit down and identify a family member, go around the table, do this with everybody, but identifying good things about that person. And it's really helpful. It's important because everybody, whether you're a giver or receiver, needs that. Because sometimes when we have these behavioral addictions, we may be lacking things in our life as givers and receivers that we may not getting from other people. Remember, you have to get from God first before you can get from other people. Today has been a show just about being positive, not positive, but helping other people. Hello.
Hello. Hey.
Hello. Hi.
Hey, I just wanted to say that last lady sounded like a fucking idiot. God damn, I just wish she'd shut the fuck up.
Okay, thank you, sir. Well, that was sort of kind of rude, but it is what it is, and I'm not gonna lose sleep on people. That was sort of kind of hurtful, but hey, people can have their own opinions in life, and all I can do is pray for that person and, hope they find what they need in life. If you're so dumb and don't have a life and you need to call in to a show to put somebody down, you're actually really the loser, and I'm not, and I don't even need to cuss or say anything about you. So really feel bad for you, guy that called in, and you find Jesus, because I don't usually sleep over that. All right, we're going to play another song, and then we'll be right back.
Hey, this is Sylvie, host of the Queen Sylvie Show on the Fishbowl Radio Network. Check out the show every Tuesday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can hear me keep it real about everything while making a difference promoting comedy and other artistic talents from the Dallas-Fort Worth area and around the world. Don't miss the Queen Sylvie Show. Holla.
On FishbowlRadioNetwork.com. Jump in.
worship Him, worship the Lord. Is there anybody here? Anybody love Him like I do? Then say you are. You're glorious.
All right, that's been Sabrina Williams. I'm your host of Rolling with the Diva. For people who do listen to the show today, you may find there's a couple of caller who called in. I'm not going to take it out because you know what? God is good, and that was a good test for me to not respond to, I guess, crazy people or somebody who needs Jesus or somebody who just doesn't have a life. I would say other things, but they wouldn't be very appropriate. So anyway, that caller was 434, and they were in Lynchburg, Virginia, or somewhere in Virginia, but I don't know. Anyway, today's show was on behavior and impulse control, whether it was sex, drugs, alcohol, a little different than alcohol and, well, not alcohol, alcohol and drugs. But these are more behavior-based that can be treated, whether it's cognitive or therapy, and sometimes maybe medication. I appreciate you guys listening. Have a good week. We will see you guys on Sunday with Captain Jack, and he's going to give us a great soul music radio show. You guys have a great day. Peace out. Love you all.